Let's talk now to the President, Ijaw National Congress, Professor Benjamin Okaba. He joins us live from Bayelsa. What's the update now with containing the current spill in Nembe?
Okay, thank you very much. Just like you heard from the minister himself, the spraying is on. The ravaging spray is still on. The inhabitants of those 46 communities are still under serious threat. It's essential threat. No water, no food. There are major sources of livelihood gone, flora, fauna, all compromised. So nothing beyond the promises. Again, talking about those promises, we say yes, it's yet another integrity test from the government that had promised Niger Deltans to set up the NDDC board after a forensic audit. So coming up from the same government, it's just a way of just washing. We expected that, particularly coming in over 3 weeks, it took 3 weeks to prepare to come on a national disaster of this nation. Well, I've come with more plausible statements, not a visit and going back to plan. To plan for what? So it's another way of also saying, opportunities to say that, look, this incident is just one of the numerous incidences we face in the Niger Delta on a daily basis. For the records, just 48 hours before this incident, there was something similar in Brass, in southern Niger, in so many places in the Niger Delta. So, talking about promises of cleanup, the INC visited presidency in the early part of this year, and one of our major complaints and demands was for environmental remediation. A promise was made, and to date, 7 months after, nothing. So we are not. Yes. Yeah.
Some days ago, we saw the oil company giving some relief materials to the affected community, and now the minister is promising a cleanup. But what precisely is the Ijaw National Congress doing to ensure more sustainable approach to prevent such leakage in the first place?
Yeah, let me talk about the issues of provisions, right? We're told our members visited the place, and we're told 200 bags of rice were sent. But when we got to the affected communities, we saw them sharing cups, two families to 1 cup of rice. That is how shameful it is. These people need medicals. These people need more than that. In fact, they constitute even internally displaced people, and they should be so treated. Now, talking about more sustainable ways, that is why the PIA was actually envisaged as a policy that was ready to bring support to the people. And that was why there was high-level enthusiasm by way of visitations, presentations by communities, and expressing better ways of not just ensuring safety of the exploiters. The safety of the indigenes is paramount, and that is why they need to have the emphasis by the INC is that, look, let us have preventive measures, let us have precautionary measures, let us have penalties that are enforceable, let us have the political will. In fact, the bottom line is that, look, let us have the same internationally accepted best practices. If this spill had occurred in a place like Canada, the company will be running helter-skelter. But just imagine, because they know that in Nigeria, nothing works. At the end of the day, we have our own people our own people protecting them against the people. So they go on with all of it. So that is why we say, look, we needed a more robust PIA with clear-cut levels of participation by the communities and stakeholders. Absolutely. But when you leave everything at the mercy of the companies to define what constitutes even all those communities, what constitutes a degraded area, what is a sacred area, who should play a role in the management team and all that. But if you do all of that, you leave the communities at the mercy of the oil companies. And that is exactly what we are facing today. And that is why I'm going ahead to say that, look, it's not just about the Nembe. Nembe situation is replicated in several spots in the Niger Delta.
Absolutely. Good place to leave it, Professor Okaba. The longer the leak, the more difficult it will be to clean up and the more devastating it will be for community members. So we're looking forward to a more proactive response on the part of the stakeholders. Professor Benjamin Okaba is the president of Ijaw National Congress. Thank you for talking to us tonight.